All right, a big merger, a change in direction at Walmart, Zoom bombing, and rent concerns. Gina Bullard from KCTV5 News this morning is joining us with a look at what's making news today. This is big news locally and hopefully, fingers crossed, an assist for our economy here. Sprint and T-Mobile merger. What's the new update with that?
This is huge news. So we have been talking about this for 2 years now. It has finally gone through. So this merger, $26.5 billion. It's
taking,
the third and fourth largest wireless carriers in the U.S. now merging together, hoping to get a little more competitive when it comes to ATT and Verizon, obviously. $15 phone bills, anybody?
Oh, wow.
A month?
We could do that.
Yeah, that's what
sure.
they're planning on. And that's with unlimited talk and text. So that's to come. But this has been a while in the making. And of course, this is during this pandemic. So one thing that they are planning on with all of this when it comes to COVID-19 is allowing Sprint users now to roam for free on the T-Mobile, on their network. So that is nice.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the timing of it is just, strange, but after 2 years of waiting, at least it's finally come through. This just came out yesterday. We saw this. Walmart is starting to do kind of like traffic directing in their stores now.
Okay, so this is really interesting, and that's in the UK and Canada that this is going on. You can see the little taped marks on the ground there. They're doing one-way aisles just to keep people apart, and so you're not bumping carts how we often are in the aisles. But here locally in the States, what they're starting to do right away when you go into a Walmart, if you are an employee, you're going to have your temperature checked every single day.
Really?
If it's over 100, you're going home.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially for us shoppers, we want to have that peace of mind, because that's the one time you have to get out in front of people when you go get those essentials, those foods, those medicines, and whatnot. All right, Zoom is the big thing. Everyone's doing their video conferencing on. I know we have a Zoom meeting scheduled here for a little bit later, but there's something called Zoom bombing. Is that what it is?
Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like a photo bomb, except this is kind of serious because everyone, like you said, they're having these meetings. The FBI said that in 2 different classroom settings, they showed these examples that people are coming in and they're just blowing up the meeting. So in one instance, they were just screaming vulgarities. They were showing swastikas, just really upsetting. It's such a difficult time for so many people. So Zoom's working on it.
Yeah,
they have a lot to work on.
These are people just breaking into it. They weren't invited to the meeting or anything?
Yep, so you could be talking to your loved ones and someone hacks into it.
Oh, man. Well, here a little bit closer to home, the coronavirus obviously is around Kansas City, and we just recently learned that a couple of our men or the people over at the Kansas City Police Department are infected with this, right? Right.
We don't know if it's officers yet or who exactly it is, but we do know that 2 department members have tested positive for COVID-19. And as of last night, 16 members were in quarantine. That number, of course, could rise.
Okay, I'll be interested to follow that to see if it affects, how many people are out on the streets or how many officers are out on the streets. And then this is the first of the month, and obviously bills are due on the first of the month, including your rent or your mortgage, right?
This is such a hard time for so many people, especially financially. I mean, people are strapped. They're out of work. This is just a very difficult time. And get this, in Jackson County, on an average day, before coronavirus, keep that in mind, 40 families a day were being evicted.
Oh my goodness.
Before all of this, right? So right now the courts are closed, so evictions cannot happen, but landlords can start the process now. If you are not paying your rent, the second those courts open, you could be evicted. Also, management companies, they're still asking people for that rent, so very, very tough times.
And of course, if you're in that situation, a lot of different municipalities have options for you to reach out to, so we would encourage you to look through those avenues. So Gina, thank you as always for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow morning.